But who knows if I actually am. Man, I'm beginning to lose hope that this thing... Hey! There we go! I'm finally live. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Who would have thought? Well. Alrighty then, folks. Welcome to my city. Basically, this is what it looks like. I've done a lot of work on this, actually. Namely, the highway system here. Because I had to dig it out to the point that these formed bridges, and then I had to place down the highways just right, everything like that. It was a whole crap ton of work, but I don't expect a lot of people to probably watch this video, but if you do, I mean, thanks for watching. Yeah, you can pause the game here. I don't know how many of you guys know what City Skylines actually is. It's basically a game where you can run your own city. I actually like it a lot. And there we go. It finally uploaded onto my Discord here. So now I might get a couple people on. But I just finished moving my trash companies, which were along here and along here. Or along here, actually. To being over here because I wanted to get rid of the pollution. Also, so you may notice I do have infinite money. That's temporary, so I could get my city completely set up, and then I could work on it from there. Because the starting part of it, for some reason, I can never do right, so finally I just gave up, and I'm like, nah, I'm going to do it this way, and then, yeah. So basically, what's happening is this is called Electric Center. It's basically where I get almost all of the electricity now for the city, except for isolated power plants, which you will notice spread throughout the area. This one will power just these couple things. This one is not needed because it doesn't do anything, so I'm actually going to remove that there. There we go. Don't need that. So yeah, this is the basic layout. I've got Riverside here. That's housing district only. So Sterling Park, that's like basically everything, and it looks like we've got issues with water over here. That is true. Alright. There we go. Now you guys should be taken care of. I also should probably get some police set up over here, considering that they don't really cover these areas. So set up a police headquarters over here, I guess. Yeah, that would work. That should get that side covered. We already have one prison. We don't need two. We don't need another helicopter depot. I would like to get a fire station set up as well. This is all high-income housing, by the way. In particular, lower income housing is set, not actually here, it's set back here and kind of in this area. Although there is some business district mixed in with that. And actually, housing is on the rise for needed right now. Now, as for my budget, I am going to check up on that quick. So, currently, my expenses are sitting around $133,000. That's how much it is to maintain everything. And then my income is about $93,000. Now, what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to lower, the amount of money I pour into certain things. So, right now, my taxes are fine. I'm not going to bother with the taxes. But going in to... pay now. There we go. Now it's all possible again. Going back into this. Basically, I can turn this down, etc. I can turn certain things down and certain things up. Budget, parks, plazas. Well, since I don't really have any parks and plazas, I can turn that way down. As a matter of fact, I can turn that off. Almost completely. I can only go down to 50%, I guess. That's sad. But I'm only going to pour that much money in to try and attempt to save money. I don't want to turn down any of those because that'll cause issues with citizens. But I can turn down road maintenance a little bit. Nighttime, I can turn it way down. But daytime, I can turn it... Actually, nighttime, I want it somewhat up. But I can turn that down a little bit, hopefully to save a touch of money. Just a touch. But see, all of these expenses add up, and that's one of the biggest problems, is that we value education a lot here. That's my main goal, is to make sure that I really have a push for education. Because that allows for my businesses... And see, we also have trash issues right now because of how far away this is, so I may try and make this a little less isolated here by connecting this up with the road. And actually, this storm is starting to worry me because if you guys didn't know, storms in this game can cause power outages. So if the storm hits any one of these lines, it could cause a complete outage of power. Now, here, this also needs another one of these. There we go. Whatever it is. Where is it? Crematorium. So I'm just gonna place that down then as well. And place one down here as well. So that... there we go. We need more medical attention. We need more, medical crap. I can place... Now see, I'm really worried because I don't really have anywhere to place this stuff. Because of how full this is. I mean, I could tear down some houses in the process. Sure, that'll do. If that helps improve medical... and it didn't do anything. Shoot. We need a hospital up in here. Actually, no, we already have a hospital. It's sitting right there. Then what's all this about? Do we have a medical laboratory? Yes, we do, right here. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that stuff out. So, what the other thing I kind of wanted to do here was I wanted to set up, let's see, I wanted to set up some emergency shelters up in here, so... yeah, so I may set up this small emergency shelter over on this side of town, I think. It's kind of what I want to do. I am actually going to set up a disaster response unit out along here somewhere. There. And they're going to need water and crap like that. Actually, they already have water. But I think I have to wire one back in there to avoid... Then they're already covered by electricity, so they should be fine. Cool person. No, I don't want to place down any more of that. Alright, so... Hey! What's going on, dude? I haven't uploaded a while, just because I've been busy, doing different stuff. I mean, man, this summer is busy. I got a job now. Oh, man, and it's great, too, because I have good coworkers and stuff, but, there are some stories, man, I could tell you. There are some stories that come out of a job like this. I mean, people do some weird stuff, man. I saw this one person on top of because I work at a Menards, and there's this person that was walking, and I mean, I guess they were like trying to dance to the music. But that was weird because it wasn't just like dancing. They were like, they just started like flailing about practically, and then they just kind of turned around, looked around, and just kind of went, all right, and then walked off. I'm like, all right, you do that, dude, you do that. But so now we do have not two disaster response, but good luck with my job. Thanks, dude. Thanks. I'm going to try and get a couple more of these shelters placed in just in case, because I do definitely want all of my citizens here to be able to get into a shelter in the event of an emergency. Because actually, and I can show you guys how this works. Let me just go save game, and if I X this out. I really despise this name, but that's what it was set up by, and that's what it was set up as from me, so, yeah. Basically, if I click on this, all of the shelters are now active, and if I come in here, you'll notice that evacuation buses start coming out of here. and all of a sudden you'll see a whole bunch of people starting to turn and go into here. Eventually, there's still people walking across the street, but it takes a moment for their AI to reset and send them back. And as you can see, they just slowly file in here, and then in here it just shows the number of people that are filing in and taking into the shelters. And the reason for all of these emergency shelters is specifically because if I click on this and click on this, I can send any number of these disasters in. That includes an earthquake, which basically just goes boom, and then a whole bunch of buildings fall there. It's not as cool. Sinkholes are kind of cool. If I shoot, let's go a 1.8 sinkhole on right there. I'll do a 1.8 sinkhole there. And then a fire, it just lights the buildings on fire. A meteor, this looks like a nuke, actually. I'm going to go hit Sterling Park with that. Actually, I'm going to hit them with 2. That one will be a 10. So that one will do some damage. Actually, I think... yeah, I set off all of them, so all of the people are going to file in. And that'll be nice, because it'll get all of the people away from whatever the disaster is. And actually, the sinkhole is about to happen. I will show you a view. It'll actually, yep, there we go. It adjusted me, and then it just kind of happens right there. And the buildings fall into this little sinkhole. And all these buildings will die because all of the road is... somehow the sinkhole destroyed road over there. But, I mean, that works. Have I quit MC? No, I have not. I'm just playing this game as something just kind of fun to do. Kind of different, changing it up, you know. And so this is why I say that this one's more like a nuke, because it does a lot of damage. So as you can see, there's that one. This one will destroy probably out to here or farther, yeah. And you'll know, yep, there goes all those houses, and then fires are widespread. So you can see the small one and then the giant meteor, where all that hit, and then yeah, basically the entire city here has gone through that. And then I can also do a couple others. A collapse, I mean, it's not too cool. It's just like, if I select here, buildings will collapse. Yeah, see, there it goes. Fire, if I select there, see that those buildings just got fire. And now I did select a 10.0, so that's gonna probably rage through the city. Or at least it'll do enough damage to those two that, yeah. Basically, the lightning, if I place that down, that will strike everywhere. That'll destroy everything. There's no... the lightning doesn't just do one thing. And then an earthquake hitting there. Yeah. Also, if you notice, I did get some disaster response units. Because you'll notice little helicopters flying around in these areas and landing in the spots that have been hard hit. Yep, there's one of the helicopters right inside of that circle there. And those are just sent by the disaster response units. Now back over here, just a second here. Let me just go to full speed. Eventually we should see something right up in this corner. If I just X out of this. And then... yes, those sirens will continue going until I deactivate all of my all of my shelter responses. Alright, a lightning storm is coming. The lightning is upon us. As you can see, it's beginning to rain. You'll notice the cloud in the sky is clouding up indeed. And we will begin to get lightning. Now, the earthquake, it'll zoom in here and show you the earthquake in just a little bit. Or at least it should. In theory, it should zoom in. That's the lightning. Here's the earthquake. And as you can see, it's just causing a whole bunch of things to shake. And a whole bunch of things fall down. And then you can see the cracks in the ground that start opening up as this earthquake does more damage. It's kind of a cool little thing. And don't worry, I'm not actually destroying my city, because I can always reset it by clicking on load. That's why I saved it just before I did this. Now, as you can see, there's that lightning. The lightning will cause widespread power outages, so all of these should be getting a power outage soon. if this line gets struck, which this line has been struck, so I don't know why. Oh, there it is. Alright. All of the people are going to begin complaining about power outages all the way across the city. They are evacuated. Good to know. Because this is the end of the world and you're all going to die. And then you can see that basically because there's no power feeding through these lines, because lightning has indeed struck them. Actually, the airport over here is on fire. We do have a fire station out here just to gain fast access to the airport, because it is so far away. Thunderstorm, I love music. Why are you tweeting? You're supposed to be in storm shelters. You've got issues, man. But actually, more of these places should have electricity down. And I think I'll get more along the lines of those disaster reports. Actually, I think, yeah, lightning just struck the hospital. So we should be getting fire trucks in here eventually. Yep, there they are. Look at that. That's one. We should be getting more. Yep, there's another one. And he just literally parked inside of him somehow. Don't know how that works, but it does. So don't question it. And yeah, basically then they can put out the fire. But as you can see, we do have quite a few people evacuated. Now I'm going to send them all home to their houses. I appreciate you guys telling me that, because the lightning storm is over. I know about how long they last. So over here you can see, I mean, it's going to be ending here in just a second, but yeah, it's pretty much over. As you can see over here, we have widespread damage. All of this is destroyed. Now the thing is these little blue signs mean that they are ready for rebuilding. My city, because of my disaster response units and the way... Uh-oh, that's not good. Our fire department should be responding to that. But the way that and as you can see, power outages are now widespread because I sent the people home. They can all find out that their power is out. And we've got trouble. So that's where then I would come in and I would take this and I would just connect this line to this line. Actually, just made a mistake because I believe I just closed that. There we go. Got that running. There to there to there. That should get that. And then all the way back over here, I'm going to restore power yet again to that side of the city. Now there should be a lot of damage done just based on the fact... Holy crap. I've made a mess of this. Have I ever made a mess of this? There we go. Alright. So now... Actually, I should just skip those two. And you know what? Nope, I'm just gonna build up to here just so that I can finish this up. There we go. So now all of that electricity should start flowing. They should turn blue here in just a second. There we go. And now all the way back over here, you'll notice the power outage is fixed. All of the people start getting power. Now over here, their power is kind of spotty because of this. These lines provide most of the power to that side of the city. That's why I have to have these lines up and running, is because our disaster response units, etc., are needed in order to handle that. Now over here, stuff is still widespread because our power lines up along here are all dead. And that's because lightning struck right here. So I'm just going to connect those two to get power in here fast. There we go. Our electricity is back on. Now, as for our water, if I zoom out here, that's the problem right there, is that the water lines are no longer connected because of how many disasters there were. And honestly, I don't feel like fixing it. So, I can just click on the settings button and reset it. But I did want to show you guys that if you notice right back up in here, in a little while here, what happens is all of these helicopters that are flying around here, that's actually a fire helicopter. They were putting out fires in these isolated houses that had no connection. But actually what'll happen here is eventually we will get teams set out to fix the roads along here, so these roads will eventually be fixed. These houses will eventually be fixed, and this is how flooding is all solved. Now, I did want to show off one other thing about this world, or about this, not world necessarily, but this city, and that is that my, my hydropower plant up here is actually, so this pumps water to this outlet up here, which is right now broken because of that, but, because there are all of these all get their water from these, which is this water source technically in here. You don't have to pump water to those. Those are just water sources for places that don't have rivers like I do. But that means that I can use that for a water source for up here. So I literally have just created a source of infinite electricity. Now, I am down in my power that is being created here. Probably because something is not running, or something along those lines, because it was creating more power earlier. But if I just go in here, and I just go settings, load game, Portville, load, it'll go through this little bar, but my city, as we will see, is back to normal. And there it is. The entire place is back. And this... Oh, it actually did slow down the flow. That's actually good to know. So I've got too much water coming out then. So I am actually going to take this. Yes. Yes. I'm going to get rid of a couple of those. Because then what happens is, because there's less water up here that's flowing in, more of the water is just a constant flow straight through here. And when the water is flowing, you get more electricity out of this, which is right now generating 208 and lower. It probably will not go up based off the flow, but it might. You have to stay here for a second to see what its average is, if it's higher or lower than 208. But it doesn't actually look like it is fluctuating all that much. So I'm going to leave it alone. And then, yeah, there's my polluted area that nobody needs to worry about. There's my disaster response unit. And... yeah, this water is actually really high. I kind of want to figure out a way to get the water lower. I don't know, because if you notice right in here, the water is very turbulent. It flows fast, especially on days right after it's rained. It flows really fast then. But I get some pretty fast moving currents in through here, and yeah. Basically, also, right here, I took a moment to try and get this as little of this as possible, because I didn't want it to go up and over. I kind of wanted to tunnel in through here just because they look cool. Now, one thing I will say about the tunnels is if I zoom in here, you'll notice the cars go in and just kind of disappear. Because there isn't actually the animation of the inside. And I mean, that's fine, because the developers didn't have the time to do it. And this is another cool thing, is that if you click on the cars, it actually says the different things. Highly educated adult, it says where they reside, it says they work there, it says they are driving to work. So actually you can follow a certain person around. Actually, no, that's just a jet plane. Sometime, one of these times you'll see a plane land in here that if I clicked on it, it would say KLM something. And that's because I actually renamed the plane. We're actually getting in a lot more passengers now. And our city has risen incredibly in amounts of people. Now, this is what I really want to watch here, is what these are doing, because this means that we have a medium demand for commercial. This is industry, and this is housing. I don't know why I still have... oh, those were for the old plants out here. I can get rid of these, because we don't need those anymore. I'm trying to avoid as many of those as possible. And then... over here, basically one thing, actually I could set up my emergency escape routes here. So if I go routing, I'm going to add a stop there. 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 A stop. Stop it. There. No. Shoot! Now what are they doing? I don't know. Add a stop here. A stop here. And complete the line. So that should complete that one. Then over in here, if I just go, if I click on this, shoot, actually I have to, I don't know how to get out of this menu now. Well, I think what I just do is I just click on policies, and I click on X, and then I should be able to select a new shelter right here, and I should be able to draw a new evacuation route. Now, evacuation routes already cover this part of town, so I'm just going to cover that, then that, then that, that, there. And actually, since we do have a large shelter over here, I am not going to bother with that. Add a stop there and complete the line. Alright, and then over here, again, I don't know how to, actually how I'm supposed to leave that, but I mean, it saves my work, so who cares. I'm going to add a stop here, 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 there, 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 and there. And then complete the line. So now this entire area should be covered for the most part. You just have to walk down to the end of your block or flee to the shelter. Now I think I have another shelter, a big one over here. If I just go escape, actually I don't. That was only in my last one because I had created a second disaster scene. So actually, since I don't have a large shelter, I'm debating on whether I just create a new large shelter, because this is a large shelter. It's got more room. I actually have a large shelter over there. And actually, if I place the shelter away from the city, that's actually probably smarter to have the shelter away from the city, actually. I can connect this up with some water lines. There we go. Oh, come on. You have water. I literally just connected you to the main line. There we go. Alright. Let's start with a first stop. Add a stop. Alright, that is the first stop. This one's second stop will be right there. The third stop will be right there. The fourth stop will be right here. The fifth stop will be right here. The sixth stop be right there. The seventh stop will be right there. Another stop here. Another one there. Another one there. One there. I kind of want a couple down in this area as well. And since this is a larger shelter, I can fit more people. I do want it to go down on that road there. And then I want it to connect up above to this. Then after that, add one more stop there. And a single stop there. And then after that, the bus can complete its line. So now for the most part, I should have this side of the city covered. Now over here, looks like I've got this covered pretty well. And this is all covered under this shelter here. But I would like to get a second shelter set up. So maybe a small shelter over on this side of the city. And just have it connected up to that road. And then just go escape and then click on this. And I can start by adding a couple a couple very brief stops. It can have just some stops along the outskirts of town here. This one will just take just a couple of people. It won't even take that many. But people can flee to those stops if they need. So now we've got enough places here that people can head to in the event of an emergency. That we should be fine for the most part. Over here, they've just got to stick it out. Good luck, people. I really don't care. Well, that's just it. Is I don't want to say I don't care, but I really don't, because there's not enough over here to warrant another one. And that's just it. Is I've got to be careful, because I do eventually want to change this into having to deal with real money. Or having, not real money, but having to deal with money down here, whereas right now I'm at infinite, so I can just add as much as I want. And we are getting new jet planes now. We're not just getting one type, but that only has 6 people coming in. That had 47. Alright, that's not bad, that's not bad. That had 47. And then if you guys are curious what this is just flood walls here. I was originally debating on creating a dam up here, but I decided not to. So that's why that doesn't have it. These I'm going to probably be deleting eventually, because apparently I can't do that. So yeah, that's the sad part. But if I just go into here and I click save game, this way it will be saved, and I don't have to worry about anything happening to the work I did today with those. And I will see you guys all later. I will be probably recording a Minecraft video eventually here in the future, but not right now. So I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.